Greetings, YouTube. The doctor is in. Dr. Urias Papers here, coming at you with another commentary on Dungeons & Dragons. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you have any questions or comments, please leave a question or comment. All right, it's time for another installment of the Doctor Spell Prognosis, and today we're talking about the spell Unseen Servant. I give this spell a B+. I really like this spell a lot. I've used this spell quite a bit. It is not super useful in combat, but it is useful in exploration. And you know, you can use it for a lot of like role-playing flavor too, and things like that. So it is usable by bards, warlocks, and wizards. So sorcerer's not in there, clerics, druids not in there, but I mean that covers quite a bit. Because it is usable by bards and wizards, you can take it with a magic initiate. It is a first level spell that requires an action. It is a ritual spell, so you wizards should all have this in your book because there's lots of uses for this in exploring and dungeon exploring and things like that. And you can cast it straight out of your book, which is great. So it's one action. It's a ritual, which takes 10 minutes, and it lasts for an hour, which is really good. It has a range of 60 feet, which is pretty good. It has verbal, somatic, and material components, which is just a bit of string and wood, which means it's no cost to you at all. And so you create an invisible, mindless, shapeless medium. It's medium-sized because the word medium is capitalized. Medium force that can perform simple actions. So you bring it into an unoccupied space. It has an armor class of 10 and 1 hit point. But who cares? Because if you're a wizard and it's a ritual, you can cast it an infinite number of times out of your book. If you're a bard and you've got it prepared, you can cast it an infinite number of times. You have to take 10 minutes. It has a strength of 2 and it cannot attack. If it goes to 0 hit points, the spell ends. Now, what does that strength of 2 mean? Well, this is what it means. It means it has a carrying capacity of 15 times its strength, which is 30 pounds. And it has a push, drag, or lift capacity of twice that, which is 60 pounds. Now, that's really important, and it's medium, so it doesn't change. Now, that's really, really important for what you can do with this. So, on your turn, as a bonus action, you can tell it to do stuff. It has a movement of 15 feet, and it can interact with an object. You can tell it to do things like, go get me this thing, clean the floor, you know, sew my clothes, fold them, make a fire over there, set the table, yada, yada, yada. And once you give it a command, it performs the task to the best of ability until it completes the task. The most important things that you could do would be, so one of the things that I like to highlight, because you can push, drag, or lift, pushing or dragging weight in excess drops your speed. So it can push, drag, or lift 60 pounds at its speed. It can carry 30 pounds. But it's the push, drag, or lift that I like. And the reason I do that is because we want to look at how much certain kinds of creatures weigh. How much does a halfling weigh? I don't know if they've got it in 40 pounds. Okay. A small-sized creature, so a halfling weighs 40 pounds. And how much does a gnome weigh? A gnome weighs approximately 40 pounds. Okay, so we have now established that this thing can drag a thing that weighs 60 pounds at 15 feet per bonus action used, which is approximately the size of a small-sized creature. Now, you really need to pay attention to that because it could drag a 50-pound object, which weighs as much as a small-sized creature, across a floor, across a room, the floor of a room, through every square on the floor of a room. because this thing lasts for an hour, it's going to keep doing it, and it can do it pretty studiously and with a lot of good precision. And what that means is there are many traps that get triggered by things that weigh a certain amount going across them. The other thing that this guy can do is the unseen servant can open doors that are not locked. It can't necessarily pick the locks. I would say picking the lock is a complex task, but opening a door that is unlocked but might be trapped is really important. You could be 60 feet away or 50 feet away and not get blasted by that trap. You can have it open chests. You can have it open anything that's not locked, and it will trigger the trap. Now, the unseen servant will be gone at that point if it takes damage, but who cares? It's a ritual spell, so you can bring it right back. And again, you can drag stuff across surfaces to cause a trigger of something that is weight. So I think that's really important. Those things are really, really important for this. You can have it go over and pull a lever if you don't want to be near the lever to see what happens. And if there are traps that you know about in a combat situation, you can have this thing trigger those traps in combat against your enemies. Very important things to survey the situation and survey the landscape to see what you can and cannot use, and an unseen servant can be used to help that out quite a bit and complement that. So, all right, that's what I got for everybody today. I hope everybody enjoyed it, and I will catch everybody later.